December 25, Grossberg Law Offices. Because lawyers are going to be in the office on December 25. That old familiar clearing of the throat. You're me as something, are you not? I was her understudy, yes, Phoenix Wright. And you're me as something too, are you not? My little sister, yes. You've grown. You've come to look a lot like your sister, you know. It takes me back. The days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg, sir? Yes, I beg your pardon. Of course, you came here to discuss something. What is it then? Something the matter? What happened? Asking about the painting again. There was a murder last night. A murder? You haven't heard? I, just got up, you see. Well, Miles Edgeworth shot someone with a pistol. Edgeworth? What? Who did he shoot? Well, the identity of the victim is still unknown. This is terrible news indeed. I guess he hadn't heard anything. Mr. Grossberg, whatever happened to that painting? Oh yes. I do not think that you'll ever be coming back home to this office. I can't exactly claim it as stolen. I suppose it's my just desserts. Old, bitter desserts. Not how that word works. So... I can't... I don't go around examining things. I'm not gonna... Especially not with him standing there. Oh, I would present him the autopsy report. Strange. I feel as though I've seen this man somewhere before. Aha! Did you remember? He was a lawyer, here in my office. That's Hammond. Robert Hammond. Mr. Hammond? Did you say this is the man Miles Edgeworth shot? Okay, Robert's autopsy report. Tell me more about Robert Hammond. Who is this Hammond guy anyway? Mr. Hammond. He was the defense attorney in that case. That case? Yes, the DL-6 incident. DL-6? Why does that sound so familiar? Perhaps you remember? I'm sure someone mentioned it during the trial for Mia's murder. That was the incident where the police were so at a loss they used a spirit medium. Wait, you don't mean... Was that medium my mother? Yes, my dear. The spirit medium, Misty Fay, your mother, contacted the spirit of the victim. But the case was a loss. No conviction was made. The DL-6 incident, yes. Happened 15 years ago. A very strange case indeed. They never caught the criminal, right? Correct. Misty Fay used her powers to talk the spirit of the late victim. Her testimony led to charges being laid against one man. But Mr. Hammond won the case, and the suspect was declared innocent. And the police blamed my mother, calling her a fraud. You were the one who helped her out then, right, Mr. Grossberg? Yes, quite. Thank you. No, please, don't mention it. DL-6. Never thought I'd hear that name again. Wait. What does that case have anything to do with Mr. Edgeworth? It has everything to do with Mr. Edgeworth, my dear. The victim in the DL-6 incident was none other than his father, Gregory Edgeworth. What? His father? If you want to know more, you should ask him yourself. Show him this. I'm sure he'll talk to you. Wait. This is a photograph of my mother. Misty Faye's photo entered the court record. An old photograph, DL-6 incident, Exhibit A, is written on the back. Oh boy! Oh boy! December 25, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. What's this? I was hoping you'd gotten my message the first time. Edgeworth, what about your defense? It's no concern of yours. I guess he hasn't found anyone yet. Talk to him first. Can I ask you about the murder? Right. I'll ask you again, just leave me alone. Please try to understand. I'm not doing this to prove I'm tough or because I look down on you. I just don't want you anywhere near this case, understand? Why did you go to Gourd Lake? I have no intention of telling you. Nor, apparently, would you tell Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe was really worried about you. Edgeworth? It's only been a matter of hours since you last visited, and yet you've made incredible progress in your investigation. I'll admit it, I'm impressed, Wright. You were always single-minded in your work, though. Once you start on something, you always see it through, don't you? About the DL-6 incident. Right, DL-6. I didn't want you to find out about it. That is why I refused your offer to defend me. I'm sorry if it sounded like I thought you weren't up to the job. Just wanted to keep you away from DL-6. Oh, do you still think it would have been better for me to stay away? Yeah. I don't know, but I see no point in hiding anything from you now. Very well. Ask whatever you like, and I will answer to the best of my abilities. Right. The DL-6 incident. The DL-6 incident was when my father died. Right before my eyes. He was shot and killed, and I saw it all. My memories from that time are foggy. I suppose it's a self-defense mechanism. In any case, a suspect was arrested, a man. It's pretty clear he was the only one who could have killed my father. The spirit medium they used to talk to my late father said the same thing. He was an attorney by the name of Robert Hammond that cleared the suspect's name. And Hammond is the victim in the Gourd Lake murder? Correct. That spirit medium, that was my mom. What? You mean you're... Strange. I thought that terrible incident was about to end, and now this. About to end? The DL-6 incident happened 15 years ago. 15 years ago on December 28. December 28? The statute of limitations on the case runs out in 3 days. What? Nick? What does that mean? When a case's statute of limitation runs out, legally the case never happened. 3 days from now, DL-6 will be closed forever. Oh dear. What happened to the suspect? The one who got off innocent? I don't know. He disappeared from public view. No one knows where to. If he's still alive, he'd be about 50 years old now. I guess I can understand why he'd go into hiding. It'd be hard to live a normal life after being a murder suspect in such a big case. So was your father a lawyer? He was. Gregory Edgeworth. He was quite famous at the time, apparently. So, you were sort of trying to follow in his footsteps. I'd rather not talk about it. Okay. Yeah, I haven't got anything else to say to him. Alright, December 25, Police Department, Criminal Affairs. What's going on here? Eek. What's wrong, Detective? This wild lady comes in here just a while ago. Says she came to talk to y'all after hearing what Mr. Wright had to say. What's this all about, pal? Lot of heart. Why are you going around finding more witnesses? You want to give Mr. Edgeworth a death sentence, pal? No, not at all. I mean, she did see something. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't go around covering up evidence. You're trying to say something about the way I do my job. No, sir. So, what did Ms. Hart say? She said she saw Mr. Edgeworth fire the pistol. What? She even had a photograph to prove it. Right, I saw it too. But you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite, but it should let us see who's who. She can do that? Okay, so there's going to be an enlarged photograph that shows Edgeworth in the act. Great. Just great. In any case, she's going to be the one testifying tomorrow. Huh? What happened to the other witness? Well, apparently there was a cancellation. A cancellation? I'm afraid tomorrow's going to be life or death for poor Mr. Edgeworth. We got a witness who says she saw the very moment of the murder, and we got a photo taken with a shot rang out. I'd say that sounds like a pretty unwinnable case. But wait, what did I used to say? If he's innocent, there's got to be something I've overlooked. Sounds like Mr. Edgeworth is going to ask the state to assign a public defender. I was just asked to file the paperwork. But you still got time, pal. Go talk to him again. For me, please. You have to convince him. You have to make him let you defend him, please. I know you're the only one who can do it, pal. You're the only one who can save Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. Try. I'm afraid it's not gonna happen. Who would have thought there'd be a photo? Edgeworth, did you shoot him? What do you think, Wright? I don't think you're the kind to point a gun at anyone, no. So you didn't shoot him? No, I didn't. It wasn't me. Right. Pains me to ask you this now. I know. You want us to defend you. Yes. Will you? Of course we will. Ah, who could have guessed this day would come? Not me. This is my chance to finally pay you back. Pay him back? Pay me back? For what? I don't remember ever doing anything for you. Never mind, I guess you don't really need to know. Huh. My letter of request. Please give it to Detective Gumshoe. Okay. Edgeworth's request put in pocket. A document proving Edgeworth's request for an attorney. Well, I guess we should Hmm? What's that? Earthquake! It's a big one! It's calming down? Oof, that was scary. Hmm? Ah, where's Edgeworth? Hmm. There. He's on the floor in a ball, shivering. I guess he doesn't do so well with earthquakes. I've heard of running, but curling up in a ball? Well, I guess we're done. Mr. Edgeworth doesn't seem like he's gonna stand up anytime soon. Let's go, Nick. Right. We have to give Edgeworth's letter of request to Detective Gumshoe. Okay, anything else to add? No. Present. Editor. Look what I got. Hey, you did it, pal. Thought I waited till the last minute to file those papers. I'll rip them up and start new ones for you. Thanks, Detective. Well, see you in court tomorrow, then. Good luck, pal. Hey. You guys feel that earthquake a little while back? I was worried. Worried? We're fine. I've lived out here my whole life. I'm pretty used to them by now. Oh, I wasn't worried about you two. I was worried about Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, right. He did seem to overreact a little now that you mention it. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. It was a pretty big quake. I'm gonna go check on him. You two go eat. Get your rest for tomorrow's trial. Later. I wonder what it is with Mr. Edgeworth and earthquakes. I wonder. He was never that scared of them when he was in school. Then again, I only really got to know him in 4th grade. He transferred to another school after that. I wonder what happened to Edgeworth. He continued. Oh no.